Hi everybody, I'm very happy to be with you even if virtual mode at this meeting on preparatory for the next IGF 2020. I'm sorry, you see that we are in emergency mode, so I don't have a tie. For those that knows me, this is quite unusual, but in fact we are in hard times, and the tie is the first victim of the crisis. I want to share with you what we've done in the last month as World Broadcasting Union and EBU, European Broadcasting Union, in our field of competence, that means media essentially, related to internet governance and to tackle the COVID-19 crisis. The first big area of activity has been related to fight misinformation, especially in times of a crisis like the COVID-19. Essential information, reliable information are needed by citizens for protecting their lives. So this means that we have intensified our efforts on initiatives like the Journalist Trust Initiative that we run, led by Reporter Without Borders and in partnership with UNESCO. We have the Trusted News Initiative that is led by BBC and that is made in partnership with the various internet platforms and printed media. And there are some in-house activities coordinating the development of artificial intelligence tools that allow us to detect easily and to track the source of misinformation. Of course, this is the first and the most important duty that citizen expects from public service broadcaster worldwide. And the results have been there because, for instance, the use of news and the access to news provided by public service broadcaster is increased by 30% compared to the same period of last year. That is the proof that the people want to have access to reliable information. And the most important thing is that even people that before were looking at social media as the first source of information, even the youngsters, now preferred during this period to go to reliable website from traditional media because their life is at stake and they don't want to take any risk. The second area of activities that we have done is also related to the crisis of the COVID-19 and is about the sustainability of the model of business model of media. As you know, in 3 months since February to April, the advertising revenues of the traditional media market has gone down of 75%. Of course, this impact is different from one media to another. That's been very devastating for commercial media, for community media, for printed media, less for public service media, where they are well funded through the license fee that has been proving their efficiency as a model for financing. But nevertheless, the problem is systemic. So we are trying to create awareness in the politicians and in the ruling institutions about this problem, how it could be tackled and how it could be solved. And we have tried to provide assistance to members and mobilize resources to try to cope with this lack of funding. But the problem is systemic, as I said, and this needs to be tackled at the highest level, worldwide, globally, because this could affect democracy. If media doesn't function properly, democracy will be in a problem soon, or is already quite in a problem. Then the last point on which we have worked a lot is the creating a sharing hub of experience and best practices. A lot of technical problems have issued in these days. How to produce a TV program without guests in the studio, and without audience, how to produce radio programs being confined at home, how to produce news in a safe way. All these problems has been discussed. We have asked all members to share their best practices and experience, and thanks to that, a solution that has been adopted in Switzerland has been then moved and transposed in Poland or in any other country that is member of the Union, and even in Africa and in other countries. So all these activities has been made and are still continuing to be done in order to have a better, a more informed, proper world in which which the media can perform at the best their work to assist citizens in their daily life that is complicated in this kind of situation. Thank you very much, and I wish all of you a nice IGF meeting.